What's up, everybody? Jose from Florida Hood Blogs. Welcome to Sebastian, Florida, home of Pelican Island, friendly people, and 6 old grouches. I have a lot of history in this town. I haven't been here since 2005, and when I was here, it was a crazy time of my life. I'm going to tell you guys a story about when I lived here for 2 weeks. I was a teenager, and I was getting in trouble in Naples. So my parents sent me to my uncle's house. He lived here in Sebastian, and I went on a crime spree to end all crime sprees. Basically, I was getting into too much trouble. My mom had cancer, and I was just out of control. So my family sent me over here with my uncle, and my uncle, brilliant guy that he is, it actually worked too. He said, Jose, you're giving your parents trouble. You want to be a criminal? You're gonna go on a crime spree. And I went on a crime spree here. And after the crime spree, I was so terrified that I never broke the law ever again. It actually worked because I got into so much trouble in this town that I can't even get into it. But I really thank him because it actually worked. I was so terrified after all the things I did in this town that I was just like, well, I'm never ever going to break the law again. It worked. He said, you want to be bad? Okay, come here, do this, do that, do that, do that, do that. And after I did all those things, I was like, okay, I don't want to be bad anymore. Basically, it really helped change my life, going on a crime spree, believe it or not. Here in Sebastian, Florida, I'm going to tell you guys the stories, this little small town in Florida, and how it shaped my life. So on these train tracks, I had, as young people, we all have stories about our youth, you know, we were young. And as young people, we get in trouble. And me, I went through a tough period of my life. My parents were both struggling. My mom had cancer. And in that time period of my life, I came here to Sebastian, Florida. And I got some memories right here on these train tracks. What went down was that my parents just had enough of me, and they sent me down here to Sebastian with my uncle. And I was down this railroad track to another spot where I'm going to take you guys in a little bit. And right around here, I was chased by a bunch of wild hogs. It was already nighttime. I had been out getting in trouble all day, and I finally came up over here. And sure enough, I started getting chased by a bunch of hogs. And then there was a train coming, so I couldn't hide from the hogs. So between the train coming at me fast and the hog chasing me, it was pretty scary for a 16-year-old kid. And that pretty much shaped part of my life into the adult that I am today, realizing, you know, the things that I did in this town helped me realize that if I kept going the path I was going, I was going to regret my decisions. So even though I did some horrible things here as a teenager, it helped shape who I am today as an adult, and a law-abiding adult, and, you know, productive person in society. But it all came through the hardships that I faced here in Sebastian, Florida. Really lessons that I needed in life. There's a creepy piano inside. The roof fell through it. Man, I ain't been here in freaking, whew, unbelievable. This house here, this is it. No, this ain't it. This is it. This ain't it. I don't know, it looks like, yeah, it is. Two-story house. Wow. Dude. This house right here has been abandoned for so many years. It's been abandoned for a very, very long time. Get this spider web out of the way. It's the middle of a downpour. And there's a barn over there. Check it out. This house has been abandoned for so many years. Unbelievable. Whew. There used to be a barn over there, but check it out, guys. Middle of a freaking downpour, Sebastian, Florida. Shoot. This house has been abandoned for so long. Inside of that house, there's a piano. There's a piano inside of that house. It's all boarded up now. But inside that house, there's a piano. And that house has been abandoned for so many years. I mean, like, this house was abandoned 13 years ago. So imagine what it looks like now. And there's a barn here in the woods. I don't know if I can find it or not, but there's a barn back here. And there's something, whoa, shoot. There's a barn back here. Huh? Whew. Check it out. Well, there's a barn back here if I can find it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it or not. But in the woods, there's an old barn. Whew. See if I can find the old barn, guys. This is an adventure. Freaking downpour. If I can find the barn, it might be gone already. It's been 13 years since I've been back here. Something like 13 years, so it might not be here anymore. Let's see here. Had a gopher tortoise hole. Ow. Dang it. Oh. Somebody might have been growing some weed back here. There's a gopher tortoise hole right there. Somebody was growing some weed. Alright. I don't see the barn, guys. It might be gone by now. So, the barn used to be in this vicinity. It might still be here. Just gotta look for it. There used to be a barn here. If I could just find it. You can tell by the vegetation, none of this vegetation is native to Florida. Gotta be careful. Saw they were growing weed. There may be some weed plantations out here, and I think you're trying to steal their weed. You're getting in a lot of trouble. Well, I don't see the barn, guys, so we're gonna have to call it quits. Let's get out of here. Oh, watch these vines right here. Oh, and these trees that, this is very purposeful. Whoever put this here, it's like a wall. They've been doing some weed growing out here, so they kind of purposely turned this into a minefield with all those trees. I'm kind of lost now. But this house, like I said, it was 13 years ago when I first came to Sebastian. 13 years ago, something like 13 years ago, maybe more, maybe now 15 years now. It was already abandoned. So imagine now, after all these years, this property is still abandoned. So just wild. And I can't find the barn, which is what I really wanted to show you guys, is the barn. But here it is. We can't go inside of it. It's supposed to no trespassing, but whew, probably through the years, who knows how many homeless people have lived here. Who knows how many freaking booby traps people have laid on this house for different reasons. Let's get out of here. But yeah, I just wanted to come here. I mean, all my life, I've never been back to Sebastian, so to be back here and see this again, it's just freaking wild, man. Like I said, this property's been abandoned for more than a decade, and when I first came, it was already abandoned, so probably 20 years at least. And there's a hole in the roof that the water put a hole in the roof, and the water put a hole in the roof on this side of the house. The water had made a hole in the roof, and you could see clear to the bottom. I don't know if they fixed the roof since then. Never thought I'd ever be back here, and I never thought if I ever came back that the house would still be there. So, but now I'm soaking wet head to toe. My socks are wet, my head's wet, so hope I don't get pneumonia. Freaking nuts, man. I get in trouble over this way, in this little area, and then I run away. It was already getting dark. I'm walking back to my cousin's house, and I got chased by a bunch of wild hogs. And that was a breaking point in my life, you know? Getting chased by hogs, running from cops. It was like, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. So I was like, you know what? I got back to Naples, and I never, pretty much, that was the point in my life when I was like, okay, enough is enough. It's glad to see this little house. They got that one restored. Looks like it's a junkyard or something. I don't know, they got more trucks than anything. But it was like, after that point, it was like, you know, I had to change my ways, you know. And this trip to Sebastian, those 2 weeks that I spent here, really shaped the rest of my life, because I was done with getting in trouble. I got in so much trouble when I was here, and can't really elaborate too much on stuff. But after I got back from Sebastian, I was like, I'm done with crime. I want to live a law-abiding life. Because it was.
You met me.
Yeah, I met Katie, and Katie also contributed to my betterment. Oh, look at these license plates. Sweet. Get some to eat. Neat little restaurant.